What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Beyond Click and Cliff. This is a podcast where I just talk about what's on my mind and my heart and give you life experiences. And this is something for you just to have on in the background. And maybe I'll give you a little laugh or something. I don't know. Or at least a little chuckle. I do apologize now that this may be a rambling one because I do got some. This is the last one till Christmas. As you see this the next time this podcast do come out, it'll be time for the new year. But this is the last podcast till Christmas, and I'm excited about Christmas here. I'm gonna fix this camera. But yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. So this is something for you to listen to in the background as you're cleaning, wrapping presents, or getting ready for your Christmas or your holiday week. Maybe you're at work or something. You can have something on in the background. You're listening to me. I appreciate it. I still consider myself lucky to be able to do this and cherish these moments with you guys. I do understand that I'm not, I may not be the best podcaster or whatever, but I do want to tell you stuff from my experiences and what's going on in my life and what I'm thinking. And I'm just happy that y'all get to hear it, or you want to hear it when you click on this to listen to it. It is Christmas time. I love Christmas. I liked Christmas when I was a kid. Like last podcast, when I was a kid, it was all about getting. Now, in my later years, it's more about gifting. And I like to see other people smile when they open their gifts and stuff like that. And that's where I'm at now. Well, but I remember the week of Christmas. The first part of the week, my anxiety level or my excitement level is getting raised up. This is when we were watching the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the clay animated movies that was on TV. Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is coming to town, and stuff like that. So that was exciting. And the next day, getting out of school. Okay. We get out of school, and then we move right into, all day. And I'm here looking at that tree, looking at those presents when I'm sitting there on the couch and going, man, what did I get? What did I get? Then that night comes across Christmas Eve. Now, I was able to open some gifts, like from my grandparents or something that wasn't from Santa, right? I would open them up and be all excited because I knew Christmas Day is when Santa came. Boy, that night I could not sleep to save my life. I'm still that way. When I get excited about something, the night before, it's hard for me to go to sleep because that's constantly in my head. Like, we're going to have some fun the next day, and I can't wait till that next day. I'm excited for the next day, so I couldn't sleep. And so therefore, we, all night, I don't know. I think I would finally pass out because I'm just tired. And I'd be up before mom and dad. I don't know if it's just a mental clock. I just wake up at one time, I know it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. And I snuck out to the living room and I saw the gifts underneath the tree. I ran up to mom and dad, jumped on their bed. It's morning, let's open gifts. Santa came. And you hear my dad going, because obviously they just went to bed. They were waiting on me to go to sleep so they could put the stuff out there. So when they felt I was finally asleep, they put the stuff out there. They went to bed. I don't know, and they may have been in bed for an hour or two. Who knows? But I'd jump on their bed and say, "Santa's came. Let's go see what we got." So you hear Dad and Mom getting up. Mom, you know, getting up, and my dad's laying in bed going, "Can you not? Won't you take a nap?" I said, "No, Santa's here." And my mom goes, "He's not going to let it go. So you might as well get up." So Dad finally get up. We go there and open my gifts at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling you. And finally, the adrenaline rush of opening the gifts and being thankful for what I got, and I saw my mom and dad's face. They were smiling too. They were happy to that it made me happy. After that, one year I got a bike, and I go, "Dad, let's go outside and ride." He goes, "Let's just wait till it gets sunny before we go out and start riding a bike." I never had snow on Christmas. Maybe once or twice growing up. That's it. So it was cold, but it's still sunny. So I remember wanting to go ride that bike at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my dad goes, "Why don't we wait till later on? Why don't you just rest and get ready for it?" Finally we would go back to. I'll be tired. 4 o'clock in the morning. My dad's drinking his cup of coffee, waking up, and I'll fall asleep on the couch, and I'm sure that made him upset. He goes, "Why can't you just stay in bed? I got some sleep last night." I can hear it. I can almost visualize him saying that. So that's what it was. It was fun, and I remember him taking me out there on the bike, riding up down the road, following. But dude, it was an awesome mountain bike. I wanted a mountain bike. It was my favorite. Well, one of my favorite colors. It was black, but it had paint drips of lime green all over it. It was awesome. It was a 10-speed mountain bike. Loved it because I used to love to ride trails. In the woods behind me we had trails, and I would ride that bike in the trails, and I just loved the bike. It was my favorite bike I got. I think it was the only new bike that I've ever gotten. Growing up, my dad would find bikes, and he'll find parts and make me a bike. It wasn't. I really was. I did have a Huffy BMX bike. I had a BMX frame with Huffy handlebars. I mean, it was a mixture of all kinds of bikes. But my dad meant well. They didn't have a lot of money at the time, so they got what they could get me. But this year they got me a brand new bike. It was awesome. Loved it. My favorite bike. I'd wash that thing. I would wash it like I would a brand new car. I'd go take it on a trail, get a little dirty, get home, get a soap and water out, and a hose, and wash my bike off, wipe it down. That thing was always in prestige condition. I mean, I had it ever since I owned it. And as I got older, I got rid of the bike. Wish I did it now, but I did back then. But it was just some good memory. And I loved that bike. One year I got a basketball goal. My dad and he got me the goal. Was sitting inside the living room. I was just looking. I said, "Dad, how are we going to put that up?" We had a gravel driveway. Didn't really have a basketball. I can't bounce a ball on gravel. Just my bounce, I'll just go either way. I couldn't. I was just awkward. And that spring, Dad formed a little court out of concrete. He put the pole in for the goal and put the goal up. And then he formed I want to say a 10 by 10 concrete square for me. So that was my part of my Christmas gift. And I got me a little court out there in the back, on the side of the yard. So that was cool. He'd go out there and play horse with me, and he'd teach me how to play the game of basketball. That was awesome. Good memories right there. My mom Mom was the type to want to get me something I could use. I think my dad was the one who wanted to go, well, you need something to do. I'm tired of him being underneath my nail. I want him something to do so I can have some freedom from him. I'm sure. Pretty positive. But, Christmas time was fun. I got a dartboard. I hung him in the barn. I'd go out there while my dad was doing something. I'd play darts out there. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff I got, when I first got my truck, when I bought, I paid and bought my first truck. My parents didn't buy it for me. I got a job and I went to a family friend. He had a couple trucks he was selling, and we worked out a deal. I gave him a down payment, what I could save, what I had saved at that time, and I just paid him off in payments, and he was good with it, and I bought it off of him. And that year, I didn't really have a radio in it or any kind of speaker, so cruising around listening to music wasn't what I was doing. I was just driving the truck back and forth to school and to work, and on the weekends go meet my friends. Didn't have a radio. My dad, mom went and bought me some radio and speakers, and me and dad sat in there and ran a wire in my truck and hooked up the radio and all that stuff. And then I had some tunes in my truck. It was pretty cool. I mean, loved it. Just, parents usually, my parents in my case usually gets me what I needed, but they also give me what I wanted in time. They did it. So, yeah, well, that was awesome. I thought, fun times growing up. And now as a father, I'm the same way. When my daughter comes up to me, asks me, hey, I want this. I usually, in my power, try to get it for her. If I have to do without a Lego set or something, I'd give it to her. I don't care. She's worth the sacrifice. But, so I think I learned lessons. My dad, my parents never did spoil me. They gave me what I needed, and then if they had extra, they gave me what I wanted. I always had clothes on my back. I was food on the table, roof over my head, and my dad said, "That's your gift through the whole life. Is it? I will always make sure you have a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, and food on the table." And that was his goal and his priority. He set his priorities where I'm going to make sure my family are fed, we have a roof over our head, and clothes on our back. Everything else is just material, and everything else was just extra. So, you know what? He did that. Never once did I have to worry about not having food on the table. Not once I had to worry about not having a roof over my head or clothes on my back. When I needed clothes, I got my clothes. And I try to live the same thing with my family, make sure there's a roof over their head, there's food on the table for them, and they got clothes on their back. They need either one of them, I'm going to be darnest to give it to them. So that was been my goal in my family too. My wife is the one who will, does the extra stuff, but that's how I was raised. My dad was raised, I kid you not, he was poor. He was really poor. He had 9 kids, and he had 9 brothers and sisters. They all lived in a 1-bedroom shack, and he said there's wintertime when it snowed, he saw snow come through the cracks of the boards of the house. That they had to work, there was snow on the quilts, frosted over stuff, and inside the house they had one little wood burning stove and stuff like that. So, and parents got the bedroom. They had to basically sleep in the living room and stuff like that. So, and that's 9 kids, not counting the parents. So, and money wasn't very good back then. So Dad, that's what he raised with, and he made me his life better than what he grew up, and I appreciate everything for him. So my Christmas is going to be the same. They got a roof over their back. They got clothes on their back, food on the table. And my wife and daughter, they get some Christmas gifts. They're going to open on Christmas Day. I don't know if I got it. I was probably a bad boy, got coal and sticks. But guys, I'm going to leave this with you. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a good holiday. Hope you have a good time with your family, which is, I think, should be the number one priority, is being with your family, having fun. Enjoy the holiday with them. Guys, remember, pay it forward, be good to one another. Open the door for somebody, say hi. Be somebody's light in somebody's darkest cloud. You just saying hi may brighten their day just a little bit. Again, guys, Merry Christmas. Pay it forward. Do unto others that you want done to yourself. And until the next one, bye-bye.